mission, should you choose to accept it.
It's a quest. It's a quest for fun.
Well, The Rock says, why don't we just cut right to the chase?
Okay, now he wants to get together. Well, he wants to talk.
I want you to do me a favor. I want you to tell all your friends about me.
It's showtime, folks!
What are you?
I'm...
Greetings and salutations. Welcome to And I Quote, the weekly show where we introduce you to content creators of all shapes and sizes that join us from any and all corners of the nerd universe. We find out more about them. We take your questions. I am your host, Ryan, and our guest this week is promoter of comic-related madness and so much more. Please welcome Pops Van Zant to the program. Pops, how you doing, man?
What's up? How you doing, Ryan? Thanks for having me out, man. Appreciate you, brother.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for being with us. Now, if this is your first time joining us here on And I Quote, thank you so much for being here. And make sure you share this video with all 200 of your closest friends. They're going to like the way they look after watching or listening to this episode. I guarantee it. If you have any questions for Pops Van Zant, let us know in the comments, in the live chat. Our producer is going to be monitoring it as we go throughout the course of the program. But in the meantime, sit back, relax, and enjoy this first question for you, Pops. What would you say were some of your favorite movies or TV series growing up?
Holy crap. Growing up? Man. Well, obviously I was 13 when Star Wars hit the screen. Okay. That's a no-brainer. We never seen anything like that. We saw models in space like the Vipers and Battlestar and stuff. You know, it's like we'd never seen anything like the special effects in Star Wars. So that was big, you know. It launched me on a different path. I was a big mythology fan, and then I became a big sci-fi nerd as well. You know, and had to go back and watch all the old Star Trek and everything because space. Wow. You know, Luke Skywalker did that. You blame him for that.
Yeah.
The kid wanted to pilot a starship, and I was like, wow, that sounds like that's a bucket list thing right there, dude. Yeah. I want to pilot a starship.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And all you have to do is pay 10,000 credits for that. 10,000. We can almost buy our own ship for that. You know, well, who's gonna fly it, kid? You bet I can. I'm not such a bad pilot myself. We don't have to sit here and listen.
That was
sorry. Anyway,
was the,
I got caught up there for a moment, Pops, because
cool.
I've seen that movie a billion times.
That's cool, dude. You quote anything you want, throw it out there. I love like music references and
oh, sure.
movie references in conversation. It's like it shows somebody's paying attention to other shit, you know. I had a blast though when I was a kid. Okay, sure. I was a mythology nerd first, and a sci-fi nerd second, and a comic book nerd somewhere in between. I saw Thor on the cover of Defenders 10, and suddenly comics were cool. Okay, because before that I was a mythology nerd. Comics were down here. I was reading real stuff, right? You know, and then I saw Thor on the cover of a comic book, and it was like, oh, crap. And, you know, then I became a comic nerd as well. So
yeah, which actually it's a perfect segue into my next question. Aside from the character known as Thor, what were some of your other favorite comic books growing up? Aside from Thor, maybe the Avengers?
The Surfer and Elektra.
Ooh.
Thor, Surfer, and Elektra are my top three mainstream heroes. Okay, mainstream, right? Mainstream. Because I have a couple of indie heroes too. You know, who doesn't, right? I mean,
sure.
I became big on the indie scene the last couple of years. It kind of, you know, I transitioned over into wanting to help people. And this is the thing that my grandson caught me with, and he caught me by surprise with it. He asked me why I was doing CRoMCon and all this way back when we started doing it, right? He was like, what are you doing, Grandpa? Why are you doing all this? And it was like, I explained to him how all the cons got shut down, you know, just like his school got shut down. All the Comic Cons got shut down where all my friends make their money. they don't got no tables to set up anymore, Junior. And he was like, oh, so you're a problem solver. Blew my mind, dude, because I never thought of myself as that. I was just like trying to help my friends, but it did kind of solve an immediate problem that people had with where can we sell our books right now? How can we get seen, sell our books right now? Granted, I didn't have the largest audience back then, but I had a great set of guests. Like every month is a great set of guests, and it does draw, and it keeps getting larger and larger. I'm having a blast.
Absolutely. Do you have any favorite comic book writers or artists, past or present, that you're a big fan of?
Well, I like Walton Louise, obviously. The Ragnarok story is, let's see. I like, I like almost all of them, man, back in the day. Okay. There was a lot of great, come on. They were all great. And some of them all jumped on the same book at different times. Okay. The Avengers never fell off for me. Between, the times when everybody else was like, it was like it didn't fall off. It didn't fall off for me until a couple of years ago. But then Savage Avengers came along. And I was like, yes, I can do this. Okay. And I think if you look over the last couple of years, Savage Avengers was the longest running new comic that Marvel put out. It went like 28 issues, and now they're starting again. There's the new Savage Avengers or whatever, right? Over the last couple of years, everything's 6 issues, 12 issues, whatever, and it's over. And they're rebooting it or whatever, and it's like 28 issues. That was pretty good.
Yeah, which seems to happen, very quickly nowadays. Everything gets rebooted you're right, every 6 or 12. It's just a new rebooted titles just keep coming out like every week, and it's crazy. It's hard to keep up with it at times.
Well, the thing that they lost me on was the cash grabs on the big crossover storylines.
Yeah.
The Asgardian Wars. Look, some of them titles I don't care about. They made me buy that title because they made me believe there was something to do with the storyline in this book. I mean, it was 2 panels of nothing. Yeah. That's a cash grab, guys.
Yeah.
When they started doing that, it was like, okay, either they're in big trouble or they don't have nothing original to throw at us. But either way, it kind of pushed me toward indies. Everything I see on the Kickstarter and Indiegogo and stuff, it's all new. It's fresh.
There you go, going from one direction to the next. And once again, we're talking with promoter Pops Van Zant here on this episode of And I Quote. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, and share this video with all 300 of your closest friends. And if you have any questions for Pops Van Zant, let us know in the comments. Let us know in the live chat. We're going to keep an eye on it as we go throughout the course of the show. When it comes to comic book conventions, what was the first comic book convention that you ever attended?
The first convention I attended was a Phoenix Con way back when, and it seemed to be more of a trading card show than a comic show. But it was a long time ago. I mean, there were only a few big ones. There weren't, the ones here local that I've gone to in the last couple of years, Grand Rapids Comic Con and Hall of Heroes Comic Con, that I've attended both as a fan and a representative of my network. I love those 2 cons. I mean, they're not huge, but they're fun. There's a lot of fans. There's good panels, a lot of fan interaction, tons of people walking around dressed like everything you can think of, man. I got so many pictures in my phone of different people cosplaying different stuff. It's crazy. Everybody's coming back out and they're happy. I mean, the cons are back. I was kind of worried about, my show. Is anybody going to pay attention to CromCon once they're all going back to cons? And this last Tuesday kind of showed me that, it's still needed, because we filled the whole schedule in 2 hours and 45 minutes, and that was a record, dude.
Wow! Congratulations
we
to
filled up that. 4 or 5 hours. We done that before. Less than 3 hours. I was blown away. So it just kind of showed me that people still want me to do what I'm doing. And as long as you guys come out to the show, I keep doing the show. It's that simple. We picked up a couple of sponsors this week.
Awesome. Congratulations to you and the team.
We picked up 2 sponsors, Committed Comics, Nira X. I don't know if you're familiar with Thomas Doherty at Nira X, Bill Moss, those guys. Nira X.
Sorry, I'm not familiar with those names.
Nira X Reborn. We promoted that a couple months ago.
Sure.
Number 3. But let's see. I'll give you a little Bill Moss art real quick.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah.
You'll have an idea. Here you go. That's Bill Moss art right there.
Oh, I see. Yes.
And he sent that to me, and it didn't have Crom in the blade, and I was like, "Hey man, can you homage that for me? Can you put Crom in the reflection for me?" And he did, and then he let us use that for the interior cover page of the CRoMniVerse anthology, which we will be relaunching. Don't you worry about it.
Ooh, okay. All right. I dig that. That's really good stuff. Well, congratulations to you and all the individuals who signed up for the upcoming shows and whatnot. We got Keisha Cuff says, hello, beautiful people. Keisha, good to see you. Hope everything's going well for you. I heard you had a competition or something earlier this week, Keisha, and you got, what was it, 2nd place, I heard, on social media. Let us know what that was. I'm just curious because I saw something on your social media yesterday. I'm curious. But good to see you, Keisha. Thank you so much for being here. Greatly appreciate it. No question about it. Yeah. So you've done so many shows virtually, but I'm just curious, if you get a chance to go to any conventions physically, who do you hope to meet at those conventions in the future?
Well, that's what I'm saying. The ones local I do go to.
Mm-hmm.
And I walk around on the floor and I actually interview people, and that's fun.
Oh.
But as far as celebs and stuff, I'm not. First off, quit embiggening me. Get out here with me.
No, it's okay. I was going to eventually get out of that window, but I just, I want to make sure people could see that logo from a moment ago. But it's fine.
Oh yeah. Look, we got Ernest McGlennon art up here, man. He's somebody that's been a Madness member for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Signed comics all over the back wall and original art, all kinds of it, man. In front of me, all I see is art. This is my abode, man. This is where Pops abides. How about that?
So to speak, yes. No, I hear you, but it doesn't have to be celebrities necessarily. It could be like other writers or other artists that you hope to meet, physically, in real life at conventions in the future. Any other names stand out, or are you just happy with the way things are going?
Well, I mean, when I go to the cons, it's the people that I don't know that I meet, that I get their business card from, and I say, hey, this is what I do. Do you want to come out on the show? And then you see them out here on the show next week. Demetrius from Submerge. There's so many that I met here at local cons. Daniel Monroe. Dude. And then I get to show the local people off. Now, it would be the same if I went to a con somewhere else. I'd be looking for those local people that don't have all the eyes on them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's what I do. I try to get eyes on the people that don't have a marketing production company behind them or a huge following already. Look, I love Brian Polito. He comes out to CromCon once a year. He's totally cool, but he doesn't need Pops. You see what I'm saying? He don't need me to promote him. He's got a huge following, right? But he still comes out once a year and hangs out with us during CromCon because he was at the first one. He gave me credibility. I wasn't helping him. Dude was helping me. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like all these people that came out to the first CromCon. Mark McKenna, Keith Williams, Jack Russell, Adam Fields. Man, there was so many awesome people that came out to the very first CromCon that they gave me credibility. it was also 3 days of crazy, and we trimmed that down to 2. I don't know if you noticed that right away. It was sitting in this chair for 12 hours for 3 days straight. That first time was like, I better rethink this. Well, maybe just go 2 days. But now it's like I got on CromCon weekend, I have the Friday night kickoff show, all day Saturday, all day Sunday, Monday Madness, Tuesday Morning Brew. It's a 5-day mess. You know, by the time I get to Tuesday morning, I'm just like,
it's. You're right. It is a lot of work. It certainly is a lot. There's no question about it. Going back just a little bit, because you mentioned this earlier, but just to give a little bit more of a context. When did you decide to become a promoter? So in other words, when did you decide, hey, I want to be a promoter. I want to do this. I want to get people's other projects off the ground, and a rising tide lifts all ships kind of thing. So when did you decide to become a promoter? When did it all start for you?
The day Emerald City went down. That's the day, man. That's the day I went. I texted Brian. I'm like, what are you going to do? And he's like, I'm just going to ship everything back to Phoenix and have a sale next weekend. That's great. He has a huge following. All his shit sold. He did great. Yes. All my other friends don't have these huge followings and that, you know, what they got was their table shut down. They didn't get no refund. They had money in travel expenses and hotels for that show, and they got nothing. Those were the people I was worried about. Okay. And that day, I became a con promoter, I guess, an online con promoter. I moved from a couple different platforms. We were on Indie Comics Cast platform for a while. We were on the NSC Roadshow for a little while. It all comes down to I got to be able to be me. Too many people that actually know me and have known me for decades tune into the show every now and then, and I can't be out here being fake. It's hard to be me and be on somebody else's platform. You know what I mean? So I had to build this myself. I had to build one that I can just do things the way I want to do them. Okay. But during that little stint on Indie Comics Cast, Joe had asked me to do a weekly. And that's where Monday Madness was born. So we give Joe Tolliver credit for the creation of the Monday Madness, which we've been doing for 2 years now. I have over 700 live videos. I don't do anything recorded. I can't. No editing, no none of that. That's, to me, that's like, okay, maybe we don't want people to hear him saying that. Well, but he actually said that. Maybe he wanted people to hear him say that. I don't like editing. You know, if it's something that bad, we ain't having dude on the show in the first place, right? If we got to edit you, you probably shouldn't be coming out here anyway.
Right, right. You prefer to get the interaction from the audience, whether they're asking questions, whether they're putting links in the chat saying, hey, this is what I got going on. I have a project coming up next month. I want to get word out. How do I do that? Well, this is what in your words, you would be saying, this is my show. If you want to promote something, do it, throw it in the chat, put it on the page, because we want to get your work out there, because there are so many creatives that may not have an outlet for them to promote their projects or their stuff, their shows, whatever it may be. I'm not saying one thing is more important than the next. I'm just saying there's a lot of people out there that need outlets. And this is where you, as a promoter, and the comic related madness and everything that you're doing within it comes into play, which leads into this. Some of the rewards about being a promoter. What comes to mind, Pops?
Anytime I can type funded above somebody's crowdfunding campaign and post funded, that's my reward. Okay. Especially if it's one I backed. Okay. Because now I know I'm going to get it. Right. Okay. Or, you know, I'm 90% sure, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Not all crowdfunders come through. You know how that works. It's a risk. Okay. Just like anything else you throw money at it's what you are a stockholder or, you know, like that. You're one of the people funding this. You threw some money at it, hoping you're going to get something back, hoping you're going to get a dividend, right? That's what crowdfunding is. everybody should understand that. And one of the things I see, people like, oh man, this book is late. This book is late. Shit happens. Everybody knows that, you're not in control of all of the moving parts of a crowdfunding campaign. You offered some bookmarks, and the people that are supposed to design the art for bookmarks slowed you up. They didn't get it to you in time. But that's the art you told everybody was going to be on there, so you got to wait for it. You see what I'm saying? There's things that, there's moving parts, okay? The only people that do it perfectly are the ones that have been doing it for a long time. And even they run into problems. I can remember last year when Brian had to change printers because they wouldn't print something that was in his book. They wanted him to change that. And I'm Brian Polito. I don't change shit. I change printers, though. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Dude, that's a huge account that they gave up over a panel that they wanted to control. No, printers are not editors. Printers are not the code authority or any of that.
Yeah.
You just lose business. I can understand if you're a Christian printing company wouldn't want to do some nudity stuff. Okay, I get it. That's who you are. Not all of them are Christian printing companies. You see what I'm saying? Some of them are influenced by social media and whatnot. Don't let that happen to you, man. Censorship is not good.
Yeah. Some operations are different than others. That is very true. And you kind of touched on it too, which leads into the flip side of the coin here. What would you say are some of the challenges of being a promoter?
The hardest part is promoting somebody and then finding out later that they don't follow through, or they're not, maybe they bit off more than they could chew. Okay. Myself is an example. Okay. When we set up the CRoMniVerse campaign, I thought we were going to need to print a lot more books than we ended up getting packaged. Okay. But I was basing it on, we had 20 creatives involved. If just 5 of each one of them people's fans back this book, we need 100 books right off the top. Okay. That wasn't counting Madness members. That wasn't counting people that are just going to see it on the fly. That wasn't counting people that were waiting for it. We had over 100 people on the sign-up list, but we only had 50 backers. Okay. But part of that, like I said, this is our fault. We thought we needed more books than we did. So our funding goal was higher than it needed to be. Pretty simple. We know next time we don't go that high of a funding goal and we get the books to the people that want them. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to launch it again. I'm not tripping. I know where we made the mistake. And, now we just downsize it to fit the amount of actual supporters that we had. And, if it gets bigger, then we'll have the extra money to print more, right? Not going to trip on it.
Yeah. There you go.
My thing is wanting all those people to know that it is still going to happen. We ain't no give up in me, or I wouldn't be doing this 2 years later. Count on it.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest here. We got to admire your spirit and your tenacity. Once again, we're talking with Pops Van Zant here on this episode of And I Quote. Thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you share this with all 500 of your closest friends. They're going to like the way they look after watching or listening to this episode. I guarantee it. Pops, any special memories that stand out to you from all the shows, the virtual shows you've done on your channel or channels so far, or maybe even meeting other people physically at events?
Well, definitely meeting people at events. Okay. Especially like I said earlier, people that I didn't know, Scott Rosema, Dan Monroe, people that I didn't know. Oh man, Adam's Art Box. You guys go to Facebook right now and check out Adam Michaels, Adam's Art Box. I met this dude at the first con I went to, and I talked to him in the morning, and I was like, man, can I come back later and interview you? You guys got a great setup. They had a great booth, beautiful art, right? And he's like, yeah, sure, come back. Every time I went back that day, his booth was swamped. Couldn't get near him, right? Same thing the next time. I finally got to interview him this last time. Took 3 cons for me to get close enough to dude when he didn't have a crowd around him where I could get him for 5 minutes. That's how popular dude is. You never see his stuff I post his stuff online, but you never see his stuff online, right? I'd have never known him if I hadn't walked around that. And he wasn't even where all the artists were. He was like with the Benders. It was weird. But dude, he is just amazing. There's just so many, man, so many cool people. If it comes down to who I really want to meet, it's those guys that I interact with that are on the other side of the pond.
Oh, yeah.
Glenn, my co-host Rich, my other co-host Doc. I want to meet Doc. I want to meet the guys I work with. You see what I'm saying? I mean, I haven't even met them. The only person in the network that I've met that is Brad, the guy who does all the camera work at the cons for me. He comes, picks me up. We drive to the con. He does all the video. But man, there's a lot of people I want to meet. There's no doubt. Christy Shin, come on, man. She's like my spirit guide. And you got Nita Lanning over at Raging 2 Promotions on Facebook. You guys got to go over there and give them some support too, and their YouTube channel. These promotion channels need to grow. Okay, all the promotion channels need to grow because they're the people that are showing off 20, 30, 40, 50 different people every month. Okay, those are the people that you need to make sure their videos get seen because they're not just talking about themselves all the time. They're talking about everybody else. How do you find everybody else? You watch CRoMCon. You watch Ryan. You watch Raging 2 promos. You watch the shows. You watch Billy and Niall. Okay? You watch Andrew. You watch the shows that show you the people that do this. That's how you find them, And if you are walking around a con and you see somebody that you've never seen online before, get their freaking business card and send it to me so I can get them out here too. It's, there's a lot of people that don't get seen. A lot of people that don't get seen. And then there's people that get seen.
A lot of creators. There you go. Mic drop. Well done, Pops Van Zant. Well done. What are your plans for Comic Related Madness, CRoMCon, everything else that you have moving forward? What are the plans? Some say the wheel's not broken, why fix it? Maybe you want to adjust something or maybe improve something. Everyone has that question. So what are your plans for things moving forward, Pops?
I would love to get to a position where I can do CRoMCon from a different live show the last weekend of every month. Where I could get a table there, sell you guys stuff, everything, okay? Like sometimes Brad and I will go in on retail tiers. That's another thing, man. Your campaign's got to have a retail tier, yo. You got to. You're not going to get in stores if they don't get it at a price point that they can make a little money off of. So you put a retail tier up there, $10 for a discount so that the stores can make a little money too. And then you tell the stores, you got one. I got a retail tier. Go check it out. I tell people about them. Also, the comic books for kids tier. Okay? Put a tier up there where I can buy your book, but I can also buy a copy to send to kids in the hospital. I get to buy 2 books. One goes to me, one goes to them. And you get a hold of me and I'll hook you up with the people at CB4K and they will, dude, they're great. Every bit, every penny goes to the kids. 100% of the proceeds. No crap. Nobody trying to make any scam money. Good people. Okay. Mark Weiss over there. Dude. Awesome dude. You want to do stuff like that. He told me about a viewer watching my show that saw comic books for kids, saw me talking about them. And the guy lived in the UK. And he got a hold of Mark and he's like, man, I want to send you a whole bunch of books that you can put out in the hospitals over there. And Mark's like, You got hospitals over there, bro. And just like that, CB4K UK was born. Okay, and they started doing it in the UK. Just like that, just because somebody saw me talking about it on my show. And Mark gave me all kinds of love for that. He's like, dude, you don't even know what you just did. And I'm like, all I do is talk about comics, talk about cool comic stuff. That's what I do. You know, if you reap dividends from my big mouth, sweet. That's what I'm trying to do.
There you go. I actually do have a comic books for kids T-shirt because I contributed to campaign, donated, made a contribution. So there you go. It is a great organization. I know another person who takes part, or a few people who take part in that, and it's great.
Russell Allen, I know who you're talking about.
Yes, Russell Allen, exactly. Yeah, boom, there you go. That's where I got the T-shirt from. Actually, I got it from his website, the Comic Books for Kids, and the money went to the charity. So booyah, there you go.
Yeah, one of our admins, Karen Pearman, one of the Madness admins, is also real tight with them over there at Comic Books for Kids. So, that's probably who I'm going to send you to. If you come to me, I'm going to go, hey, man, good. Go talk to Karen.
Talk to this person. Exactly.
He knows more about it than I do. I just, like I said, I just try to get the word out, the best I can. That's
absolutely. And, I'm sure, Russell, everyone else who takes part in that is very grateful for that. Promoting of comic books for kids. Very, very great charity, great important, great cause. So make sure you check that out. Once again, I want to let you know that this episode of And I Quote, and every episode, I should say, of And I Quote, is indeed powered by Poddex. Now, Poddex are unique interview questions as well as episode starting prompts in the palm of your very own hand. So whether you are a new podcaster or you're an existing broadcaster looking to grow your audience or get more engagement, you're going to want to check out poddex.com. Use the code Ryan10, that's Ryan10, RYAN10, to get 10% off your first order. You're not going to miss out on that opportunity. I guarantee it. It is worth it, my friends. So the first thing is first here, Pops. Did you have what is known as a favorite teacher or a teacher who made a big impact on your life?
Oh, yes, I did. My third grade teacher's name was Mrs. Botaw. At the end of this third grade year, Mrs. Botaw gave me a big old box of books. And one of the books was a kid-friendly version of the Trojan War. They didn't talk about heads being cut off, but it was the interaction with the gods and the heroes and, the strategy. But they didn't get all gory and stuff. It was a kid-friendly version, right? Well, that launched my mythology craze. That's what launched my wanting to know more about the Greek gods and then in turn the Norse gods and Egyptian gods and blah, 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 all the way down the line. It's funny because you watch Jeopardy sometimes, right? Sometimes
yes,
they have that mythology category and I just go ding, 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 ding. They don't ask a question. I don't know because I read all of it.
Oh, you just run the gamut. There you go. Good for you. Maybe we'll catch you on the next episode of Jeopardy at some point. That would be nice. You can make some money off of that. You never know.
One category don't win you Jeopardy.
Well, no, but yeah, maybe I was jumping the gun there a little bit too much. But even so, hey, someone can dream here, can't they? I suppose so. Jeez. Have you ever had a roommate? And if so, what did you absolutely hate about it?
First I have to think of a roommate that I hated. I didn't have any that I didn't like. I had one roommate he worked at a health spa. He was a bodybuilder, and dude had to go turn like this to go down the hallway. He was in the way a lot, but I mean, I don't know. None of them messed with my books. None of them mess with my comic books. None of them mess with my stuff. I had a real serious open door policy. Okay. If you needed a couch to crash on or get some food in your belly or whatever, my door was always open.
Oh, okay.
And that was back in a time when I had funding to make that happen. I won't go into how I got that funding, but I have a checkered past. Let me just put it that way. I'm trying to make up for it right now.
Gotcha. No, nothing more needs to be said there. What is the one thing that you'll be really disappointed if you never get to experience it?
Ooh. I don't know, man. There's some things on my bucket list that I'd be real bummed out not to get to do. But I've had things that I got to do that I didn't realize were bucket list items. When I got to do it, I was like, damn, this was bucket list stuff, but I didn't even have it on there. I've had a lot of those kind of experiences in my life. When I lived in Phoenix, I had friends that worked for the Suns. I got to go to all, games all the time for free. I got to meet everybody in the NBA. I had friends that at PIR, at Phoenix International Raceway. We always had the garage passes. Everything was top of the line. Mm-hmm. We had a blast, man. Me and my friend Mark Sage, we just did everything we could. Big concerts, whatever was coming to town, we were there. And it's fun, man. And look, real life happens to you. Mm-hmm. Okay. You can go out and grab some and more. Okay. Now, since the grandkids started popping up, my lifestyle completely changed. Mm-hmm. I don't live in the big city no more. I don't do all the crazy shit I used to do anymore. I got grandkids. I got to represent, right? I do my best to make sure that they look up to me as somebody that's trying to help people, mm-hmm. And that's what I do. Apex Comics, what's happening, my friend?
Oh, yes. Apex Comics says, hey, Pops and Ryan. Hey, Apex Comics, thank you for joining us and thank you for being here. Greatly appreciate it.
And that's another guy that promotes people, has a little show, gets people out there, talks about what they're doing. This is how we grow. Okay, we support each other as content creators, as podcasters, as promoters. We have to do that. We have mm-hmm. to. If I just go out here and talk about my show all the time and just my channel, and I never talk about what everybody else is doing, I'd be pretty selfish as a promoter because you guys are covering people that maybe haven't been on my show. So mm-hmm. I want my audience to know what you got going on too. You see what I'm saying? This is all about all that.
Apex Comics says, Pops, could you please spare a wrench? I'm not sure where you're going with that, but okay.
And that's something I was talking about. Oh, wait, I can't from a share, dude. It's his channel. Yeah. I will get you, this is his channel that we're on, bro.
Yes, sorry, Apex Comics. We're on the Nerd Culture Facebook page as well as the HWS Web TV YouTube channel. So this is not on comic related matters or CromCon's page. So
one of the things that I do is I give everybody in the chat a wrench so that they can promote themselves and each other.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure where he was going with it. Why do I need a wrench?
See, if you give him a wrench right now, he can share links.
Oh, sorry. I misunderstood.
And your audience can click on all those other things too. Mm. See, that's why I give everybody a wrench, unless of course they abuse it. You know what I mean? But I give everybody that I see in my channel a wrench because exactly that. I want you guys promoting yourselves. You have to promote yourself. You got to put it where I can see it. How can I share it if you don't put it where I can see it?
Boy, the comments just keep flowing in. Apex Comics says, Pops won an ash can from Joe Am Suntag's Reaper Destroyer on Thursday night. I believe Thursday night of this week, I'm assuming.
Yeah, just the other night on his show. Joe was on his show, and they did a little trivia question and I wanted that ash can. I didn't have no money when that campaign was going for that ash can. I was so bummed I wasn't going to get one, and then I just tuned into the show. Like I just clicked on it and I heard Apex go, yeah, we're going to give away this ash can. We're going to ask this trivia question. I was like, what's up?
and there it goes. There it goes. Enough said. So, Pops, for you, where do you go when you need to blow off some steam?
That's easy, bro. Boar! That's easy. I go to the golf course. I hit things real hard.
All right, there you go. That's no problems with that. And of course, enough said. What's the strangest thing you've ever seen in the middle of the road?
Ooh.
The strangest
I
thing
live out
you've
here in
ever
the
seen in
boonies.
the middle of the road.
I live out here in the boonies. There's all kind of roadkill out here, man. Some of it's unidentifiable, but
Is it?
When I lived in the city, it's like, have you ever seen stuff fly off a truck when somebody's like moving? They got a bunch of stuff packed in the back of their truck driving down the road.
Yeah.
We saw like an end table,
Mm-hmm.
like fall off the back of a truck and just kind of like explode in the freeway.
Ooh, geez.
Now we're driving by in the other lane pretty fast, but I'm pretty sure I saw a Bible.
Whoa.
And what looked like a candle had crashed, like the glass around the candle had exploded, but the candle was rolling. You couldn't see a whole lot. We're going by pretty fast, but I'm pretty sure I saw a Bible and a candle explode.
Gee whiz.
In the middle of the road. Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Who is the most fun interview you've ever done? And I don't mean the best interview or the most views or any of that. The one you had the most fun.
Ooh, that's a great question. Pops Van Zant firing right back at the host of this show, which is me in this case. Ryan, how are you? So great question. Wow. Just because I really enjoyed some of the conversations we had because we were talking about some of his books that he writes because he's a writer. Mm-hmm. And I'm a really big fan of his writing. He's actually my favorite writer right now. He's not like my favorite writer of all time. This is just my favorite writer of right now in the moment. So I'm not trying to say this person outranks anyone else. I know it's not really fair to pick favorites, but if I have to pick a favorite,
I don't want you to. I don't want anybody to misunderstand this. This is about sitting in the interviewer's chair and
in the chair. Fun. Yeah. So of the ones that I've been a part of, the ones that I've hosted, produced, and I quote, which is what you are watching or listening to right now, and thank you so much for doing so. I got to go with Bobby Nash.
There you go.
I got to go with Bobby Nash. Bobby Nash is an incredible writer. I started reading one of his latest books in the Tom Myers series. It's called Such a Night, a Tom Myers mystery by Bobby Nash. It's about a small town who has a very big secret, and now the past has come back to haunt, the present, with that secret in this small town of Summersville, Georgia, which is the name of the place in this fictional book. I love his writing. I feel like every time I'm reading one of his stories, he's writing in a way that I get it. He cuts right to the chase. He doesn't beat around too many bushes. Like he gives you enough detail to put into your imagination to set the scene for you when you're reading one of his stories, with all due respect. And I really like that. So I would say for the moment, Bobby Nash is probably my number one. But everyone has been great. I've had great experience with everybody. And I look forward to the guests that are about to be on this show in the future because I have booked some incredible guests and I'm very, very excited to sit down and hear what they have to say about whatever it is that they're into, whatever it is that they're passionate about, whatever it may be. But I'm going with Bobby Nash here, Pops.
Cool. I had a lot of fun with a few different people.
Sure.
Okay. Because like when I first started doing this, that was all it was about, was just having fun. So that first show, the whole show was a blast. Everybody that was on it just gave me all the incentive to keep doing it. Okay.
Of course.
But Christy Shin and Don Chin are definitely the two most fun people I've ever interviewed.
I've seen Christy on your show as well as a few others, including my friend from Phoenix Perch Productions, which has a YouTube channel that just started up. Make sure you like and subscribe to Phoenix Perch Productions YouTube channel. She's doing an incredible job. She's working very, very hard. And one of her first interviews was with Christy Shin. So booyah, there you go. One person supporting another. Rising tide lifts all ships. And by the way, I feel Christy Shin is one of the queens of bluntness because she doesn't hold anything back. She doesn't hold one gosh darn flippity thing back. She will curse, drop the F-bombs, it doesn't matter, but she's just speaking her mind. I'm not saying cursing is a bad thing. I'm just saying that she's speaking what is known as her mind, right, Pops? Am I saying that right? Dude, so she doesn't goof around, man. Like she is hardcore. She will be in your face. She says, I had a good experience working with this person. I had a horrible experience working with this person over there. And this is how terrible it got. And she will just go into it. She holds nothing back. When it comes to Christy Shin, there are no roads.
She is my spirit guide.
Is she?
Oh yes, look.
Is that true?
There's many times where I send Christy a message, if I'm having a rough time or whatever, she'll talk me down. If I need to be told to shut the hell up, she'll tell me to shut the hell up. She is my spirit guide. She's an admin in the madness. Mm-hmm. She's also the reason that CRoMCon has a disclaimer.
Because of certain words that she uses during her
well, yeah, I mean, it's like,
during her rants, maybe.
Her first appearance on the show, it was like, oh crap, we need a disclaimer really bad.
and then the next day you were thinking to yourself, all right, where's the graphics meter for this? Let's put it up on the screen right now. Here it goes. Yes. Boom, push a button and it's right there.
Yes, we made a disclaimer just for Christy, and we love her. Look, don't ever take anything like that wrong. We love her for that. She,
of course,
like I said, and that was when we were on the Indie Comics Cast platform.
Oh, that's even going back to that. Okay.
And they were a very PG platform, and Joe was just like, man, all I can do is just let her go. He was good natured about it, but it was like, man, Christy just blew his network up.
Like I said, she's one of the many individuals I would consider to be a queen of bluntness.
Yes.
So there you go. Apex Comics is chiming in here. Apex Comics says, I'm currently writing and drawing a short story for a sci-fi anthology called The Creep, a 100-foot pink perverted monster. Good Lord. And then Apex Comics goes on to say, Christy Shin is awesome in all capital letters.
There is no doubt about that. She's in Reno today. She's at a con right now.
Oh, hey, Christy, if you're watching or listening to this on the replay, we hope that you had a great weekend at the convention and you made some good sales and you sold a lot of books.
Christy is like really happy lately. Things are really coming together good for her. I'm super proud of the amount of work that she put in on that last campaign, dude. Look, you might have got sick of hearing about Demon Bitch for that 45 days or whatever, however long it was. You might have got sick of hearing about it, but you heard about it.
The word got out.
That's better
for sure.
than people not hearing about your book.
Which is a fair point, Pops. Let's be perfectly honest with each other here. Wow, Apex Comics. I don't want. We'll just, oh boy. I'll just go with your last comment there, where Christy Shin is awesome. We'll stick with that. I don't want to start any something or other here. But anyway, try to keep it mostly family friendly on this particular show, Pops. Just so you know, we try to keep it mostly family friendly here. But anyway, you know what I mean. We have a bit of a slight edge to us, but not as edgy as maybe some other networks. No offense to others, but that's how we work here. But anyway, goodness gracious, Christy Shin, we wish you the best with everything. We're going to leave it at that because you're awesome. So let's just keep it that way, shall we? Yes, thank you, Apex, for bringing that up in the chat. Anyway, I would
just substitute the name Joe Rogan.
Or something or other. I don't know. There's so many other names we could possibly float around the chat room. I'm just going to leave that where it is. I want to... Yes. Apex Comics is chiming in the chat. We'll leave it as at that. But anyway, I want to take this opportunity specifically. I want to take this opportunity to say thank you, Pops Van Zant, for being our guest this week on, and I quote, greatly appreciate you being here. So for the person who may be watching or listening to this episode, where can they find you on social media and everything that you have coming up, Pops? What do you got?
Okay. We'll just try to keep this quick and simple. Mm-hmm. The last weekend of every month, CRoMCon. This month is CRoMCon 26. CRoMCon's 26 booked in a record 2 hours and 45 minutes. We had a full slate. So the show's growing. But we follow that up every Monday with Monday Madness with Pops and the Richness, my friend Rich Parada, longtime inker and whatnot for Marvel and DC. Tuesday Morning Brew. Oh, well, Monday Madness is kind of like a short version of CRoMCon. Mm-hmm. It's 4 guests, half hour each. Same thing. We come out, we talk about what they're doing, their campaign, whatever. So It's like the weekly version of CRoMCon. Mm-hmm. Tuesday Morning Brew is more of a get up with your coffee, come out and just hang out. We don't have a topic or anything. We just talk about stuff. Mm-hmm. And that's probably the craziest show we do next to Ladies Night with Christy Shin.
Ooh, boy.
We also have 2 shows on Sunday. We have the Madness Open Draw stream where all artists are encouraged. Come join us. The link is always in the chat. Come on out, draw with the guys and ladies. Always have a good crew out there. You know, always having fun. Got Rich, got Allison, Tank, Doc. You know, a whole bunch of people that come out every week. And then right after that show, we have the show offs with Texas Dave Houston, who lives in the UK, and and Rex the Devil Flyer. And those 2 guys, they'll pick a creator, a feature creator, and they will come out and show stuff that person did over their career. And they got tons of stuff to show. It's crazy. I can be found at the Madness Comic on Twitter. Mm-hmm. Comic Related Madness on Facebook. I really don't use my own accounts much. Mm-hmm. I go to Facebook. I go in my group. There's no politics. There's no who can beat who. There's no none of that crap. It's networking and promotion for indie creators. Okay. If you need an editor or a flatter or an artist or whatever, you can find it in the Madness.
There you go.
If you want to promote your stuff, nobody's going to say, hey, man, you can't do that here. Promote your stuff. Mm-hmm. Okay. Drop the link in the morning, drop it at night. Promote what you're doing. And that's how we get people to know. Okay. That's how I can tell people. I had somebody actually get mad at me because I didn't promote them enough. And I'm like, well, I didn't see your stuff enough. Put it where I can see it. I'll promote the hell out of it. But I don't go looking for stuff to promote. There's plenty right there in my group. Mm-hmm. I have a huge well to draw from. Join the group, the Comic Related Madness. Join that group and drop your links. We'll promote it. We'll share it everywhere else. That's what I do. We'll get you out on the shows. Whatever you need to promote what you're doing, that's what I do.
Mm. Okay. There you go. Thank you so much for being with us here, Pops Van Zant. All the links to where you can.
I gotta do one thing, though. I got to do one thing.
Go ahead.
CommittedComics.com, Laughing Road Games. Go check out our sponsors, too, because without them, we wouldn't be free to do this for the rest of the year. Got to love those guys.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And thank you so much for being here, Pops Van Zant. Greatly appreciate you being here. By the way, the links to where you can find Pops Van Zant stuff is located in the description of this video. So make sure you check it out. Join the Facebook group, join the page, all that jazz. It's all there in the description of this video also. Thank you so much for being with us. My name is Ryan. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at RyanRPM5. Also, there is a link to where you can follow me on all forms of social media located in the description of this video. It will take you to what is known as my link tree. All the links are there, conveniently located in one place. You can find it there. Follow me. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Smash the notification bell so you get notified of when the new videos go up. Once again, And I Quote is on Saturdays at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. Make sure you check it out. A few more comments here. I want to thank those of you who are watching this or listening to this episode. Thank you so much for being here. We cannot do this without you. Apex Comics chimes in. He says, or Texas Dave from England. Go figure, he says. And then going back to that, he says, I tweeted your channel, Ryan. Apex Comics, thank you. Thank you so much. I am grateful for your support.
We kind of gave him that Texas moniker because his name is Dave Houston, right? And he lives over there in England. I'm like, man, we're just going to call him Texas Dave from now on. We did that. You know.
Nothing wrong with that. Also, he chimes in with, I promote every creator every single weekend on what is known as Apex After Dark, 12 a.m. Central Time. That's 1 a.m. Eastern Time. So there you go. And Apex Comics says, shared already. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I am grateful for all of it. Yes. Yeah. And thank you to Pops Van Zant for being here. Thank you for joining us. Greatly appreciate it. Once again, my name is Ryan. And we greatly appreciate you being here. Also, I want to let you guys in on something. If you're looking for some killer looking swag, you can find it from our friends over there at theradbear.com. The best nerd brand in the world. If you want something from Power Rangers, they got it. You want something from the Never-Ending Story of 1984? Booyah, they got it. You want something from your favorite anime property like Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, maybe something else, something of that nature? They got it. Make sure you use the promo code. That's Ryan10, RYAN10, Ryan10 for 10% off your order. You're not going to miss out on that. Check them out at theradbear.com. They just posted a number of new designs on their website, so check them out. Follow them on social media. Great group of people over there. So thank you so much for that. Greatly appreciate it. No doubt about it. Once again, Thank you so much. All your support. We do this to entertain. We do this to promote other creators out there, and we have a lot of fun doing it. So greatly appreciate you for listening, joining us, all that jazz. Once again, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, do all that stuff. And in the meantime, stay healthy, stay strong, stay safe, and life is better when reading. Take a look.
Famous Faces and Funnies in Melbourne, Florida is leading the way in pop culture fun. From comic books and graphic novels to Funko Pops and collector's items, Famous Faces and Funnies has it all. Rick Shea and the professional team at Famous Faces and Funnies are friendly and knowledgeable. Whether you're looking for toys, props, collector treasures, or a new comic book, Famous Faces and Funnies is your one-stop shop. To find Famous Faces and Funnies on Facebook and Twitter, just type at FFF Comics.
Join author Gary Zeiger for an animatic short film based on his breakaway Stingray novel series. Watch this animatic short based on the novel Stingray, You Can't Hide Forever at stingrayseries.com. In Stingray, You Can't Hide Forever, Captain Epsilon is putting the band back together to rescue his protege's little sister from the evil conglomerate, while keeping his state-of-the-art warship Stingray out of their hands. Watch as the adventure unfolds in the groundbreaking animatic short at stingrayseries.com. Then, join the crew of Stingray with the next novel in the series, Stingray Prophecy, where Captain Epsilon and Dr. Zubre are pivotal players in an ancient prophecy. Can they reunite the people of two worlds before they destroy each other? To learn more, visit stingrayseries.com.
Choose high-flying action. Choose death-defying escapes. Choose spine-tingling thrills. Choose nail-biting intrigue. Now's your chance to choose the adventure. The Captain Hawkland Adventures. Available on Amazon.com.
Author Cindy Kep is writing on the edge. Books include Remnant in the Stars, The Loudest Actions, Lines of Succession, Mindstorm, Condemned Courier, the Yerushalayim series, and Animal Eye. Find author Cindy Kep at CKOEPP.com today.
You've worked hard and written a great book. Now, it's time to give it a great cover. If you're an indie author or small press publisher, Plasmafire Graphics is your source for affordable cover illustration and graphic design. Plasma Fire Graphics, when the look of your book matters to you.